good morning, welcome back. This is Sierra, and in today's video, as you guys can tell already by the title, I'm doing something a little bit new, something a little bit different that I'm really excited about, but at the same time a bit nervous about. So if I'm fidgety or talking really fast, that might have something to do with it. So if you're new around here, which I'm guessing a lot of you guys probably are because this is a new topic and genre of video creation for me. Hello, my name is Sierra, also known as Sustainable Sierra here on YouTube, and I'm an American living in England. Every week I make a new video about my family's life here and the shenanigans either they get up to, or I get up to, or we as a family get up to on the weekly. I also make videos about adoption, which today is an adoption video, so hi if you're here for that content, as well as Lush videos, a couple of random unboxings, and little daily blogs, as well as life in England and life in Japan, which we used to live in Japan, we don't anymore. But if any of those things are remotely interesting to you, please let me know by hitting the subscribe button as well as that bell icon so that you don't miss anything. Alright, so now that all of that official business is taken care of, we're going to move on to the book review. But first I'm going to just share with you how I'm going to kind of structure this review just to make it a little bit easier. And I'm also going to put timestamps along the bottom, so if you want to come back to the video later and rewatch a specific part, that's there for you. You don't have to scroll back and forth along the bottom. So what I'm going to do along the bottom is I'm going to split this into 3 little sections. First, I'm going to tell you about the book, just introduce the book a little bit, and then I'm going to tell you my thoughts on the book and show you some of my favorite pages on the inside. And then at the very end, which is one of the parts I'm most excited about because I think it'll be a huge blessing to the adoption community, is I'm actually going to be doing a giveaway. The author, who I'm going to tell you about in a second, offered to give me 2 copies of the book to give away for free to any of my subscribers. So I'm going to tell you guys how you can win those books at the end. So keep watching, you don't want to miss it. Okay, so now let's actually get into the real video because I feel like I've been chatting your ear off and it's been long enough already. The book I'll be sharing with you guys today is actually a new book about adoption, and it's only been out for a couple of months, and so there hasn't been that much buzz about it online, but I'm excited to be part of it. And that book is called We Match on the Inside, and it is written by a mother-daughter team named Christine and Anastasia Bunkowski and illustrated by Daniel Bastke. This book is incredible for a handful of reasons, but if you flip to the back, I'm not going to show it because I don't feel comfortable showing pictures of someone else's kids on my channel without their consent, but this photo of the author and her daughter, as well as a character on the front that is based on her daughter. And as you can see, the child looks Asian, which I'm always looking for more books with Asian characters because my son is Chinese, but her daughter is actually adopted from Taiwan, and so we have that connection to having adopted from that region of the world. So that made me really excited to do the collaboration. And what's also really interesting about the book is it was actually a little COVID project that she and her daughter were doing while she was at home doing all that distance learning we were doing, and the book itself is actually based on her daughter's experiences as an adoptee. And I think that's amazing because in the adoption community, until relatively recently, most of the input that we've had about adoption comes from adoption experts and the parents, and not so much from the adoptees. And so the fact that this is written by an adoptee, I feel like gives it a lot more weight and value for our community. So that having been said, the main idea of the book is that it is based on her daughter's experiences, with people asking questions about her adoption and about her family. So yeah, that's everything I have to share about the book, and now we're going to move on to sharing my opinion on the book as well as some little excerpts that I think were really great. First thing I love about this book is just the overall appearance of it and the quality of the artwork inside. I just think that it's really beautiful. I especially love that the child on the front cover looks a lot like Little Man, although I know that the main protagonist is a girl. His long hair kind of looks like him. And actually when he first saw the book, he was like, "Oh, mommy, is that me?" And I was like, not exactly, but I mean, it could be your story, and he thought that was great. So anyways, as I was saying about the illustrations, I love how like the background of the cover is done in all cool tones, which I don't know if that was planned or not, but I think that it gives the book just kind of like an overall like calming effect when you first look at it, because we know that colors can impact the way that we perceive something, so that's really good. And also if you open up and you look on the inside, maybe not the front page, but you can see that the artwork is done in a really beautiful, classic, but also whimsical kind of way. And so they're not fancy enough to where they distract from the story, but they just look really, really nice and are also really engaging. And I just love the use of color. On some of the pages it looks like watercolor, which I don't know, I probably have to reach out to the artist and ask him if it was watercolor, but if you look at this page here, I'll put the photo of it up, but it actually does really look like watercolor, at least on the top, so that's really neat. Moving on from the appearance of the book, I just want to talk about the overall message. As I already did earlier, the book is supposed to be a book to help your child answer questions about adoption, and to be honest with you, we didn't really, as a family, deal with that many questions about our adoption before we moved to England, because in Japan, our English-speaking community was really small, and most people who knew us kind of knew our story, before little man came home and we just kind of transitioned into life. And in Japanese culture, it's weird to ask questions about people's families, but since I've moved to England, we've been getting questions about little man's adoption or where little man came from, or a lot of other interesting things. Maybe I'll make a video about that. But since we've lived here, I get in a question almost every single time that little man and I leave the house about his adoption. And when we are at the park or even having play dates, kids will ask a lot of questions about our family. And so I feel like this book is really helpful for us to find ways to talk to little man about his adoption and then empower him to decide if he wants to tell people or if he doesn't want to tell people, because at the end of the day, it's his story, it's not my story. Branching off of that, the other reason I love this book is because it's written really well in simple language that adoptees can understand, but it also has a good amount of humor in it that I think your kids are really going to love. Heck, I really loved it. For example, at one point in the book, there's a picture in the book, I'll put it up here, where Anya, the main character, is sitting on this sofa talking to her parents about her adoption, and her dad explains everything calmly and clearly to her, just like we should as parents. For example, it says, you can choose how to answer people's questions according to how you feel that day, based on what kind of relationship you have with the person. You can even choose not to answer the question at all. Just make sure your response is thoughtful. The other thing I like about it is it also offers a lot of practical advice and even some of the exact verbiage that children can use if and when people start asking questions about their adoption. For example, Anya's parents are talking to her about and introducing different ways that she can respond to adoption questions, and they give her the magician, which is the distractor, or the comedian to make people laugh, or the teacher, which case the child can choose to educate. And at the end of the day, what I really love about it is that the parents in the story tell her that she can choose whatever she wants, and whichever hat she decides to wear for the explanation for that day is totally okay. Which again, I think is really empowering and powerful for adoptees when they're deciding how to address people who ask questions about their story. I also love the book because there's just a lot of funny, interesting moments that keep children interested. For example, there's this one part in the book where I feel like I'm being personally attacked here because our family does this all the time, but the family is driving somewhere and the mom and Anya are singing this really loud, annoying song in the car, and the father says, "I live with a pack of hyenas." And I feel like that is something that has happened in the car with our family multiple times. Another part of this book that I thought was really funny that really kind of spoke to my mama heart is another thing that I feel like little man would probably do because that's his personality. And it's actually, I'll put it up here on the screen for you to see, but the mom is picking up Anya from school and another little kid sees her hug her mom and she asks if that's really her mom because they look so different, and she says, "Who, her? Nah, she just looked like she needed a hug." And I feel like it was just hilarious to think that some kid would just go hug someone else, but I don't know, I just thought that it was funny and it was something that little man would definitely say. There's a lot of other little things like that in the book too, but those are just two of my favorites. Okay, moving on to the last reason that I love this book, and that is because like many other books about adoption, this book just spoke to my mama heart and just made me feel really good inside when I was reading it. For example, on this page, Anya and her mom are walking the dog, and Anna asks her mom why it's so hard for people to realize that they're a family because they don't look alike. And Anya's mom says, "I think it's because you match on the inside and not on the outside." And that is just, you know, so true, at least with my adoption. Little man and I don't look anything alike, although people have said that we look alike in Japan, but that's another story. We look nothing alike, yet you know, our hearts match on the inside. So with all of this having been said, I'm pretty sure you guys have figured out my overall opinion on the book, but if not, I will tell you guys anyway. Overall, I think that this book is just a really beautiful and incredible resource that can be really valuable to a lot of adopted families, especially those of us who have adopted transracially. And I only say that because of the fact that when our children are young and when children start becoming aware of race is when all those questions start. And if you're thinking about adoption, or if you already have adopted and these questions are starting to come up, I think this book is really valuable because it gives you an easy way to kind of start talking about these questions so that when your child is asked these, they know what to say. Also, one more thing that I want to point out is that actually, I didn't say this before, but in the back of the book there is a little discussion guide that has practice questions and conversation starters that you can use with your child to kind of move forward, which I think is really great. So now that you've seen the entire review, if you want to obtain a copy of the book for yourself, you can do that in one of two ways. One, you can enter my giveaway, which I'm going to explain in a second. The other way that you can get a copy of the book is you can grab it from Amazon. It's available in 2 different versions in print. In paperback, you can get it in English or in French, or if you want to get the digital download, which if you're in a country where Amazon won't ship to, you could just do the download, and that's only available in English. So yeah, that's everything about the review, and now let's move on to the part that I know some of you have really been waiting for, which is the giveaway. Before we get into the ways that you can win the giveaway, the first thing I want to do is, once again, I want to give a public thank you to Christine Bunkowski for not only writing this book, but also for being so generous and giving away 2 copies that we can share with the adoption community. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And also thank you for your work. I think that even though the book has just started out, I think that in the long run it's going to be really incredible and a huge blessing to the adoption community and to adoptees all around the world. So thank you so much. So anyways, if you would like to receive one of Christine's book, 2 lucky winners are going to be chosen. And if you want to be one of those lucky winners, there are 4 things that you have to do, or 4 conditions for the giveaway. First thing you have to do to win the giveaway, well, not really something you have to do, it's where you have to have a mailing address, is one of the following countries. I can't remember them all. I'm going to put them on the bottom of the screen and then I'm going to read them to you. And those places are USA, France, Canada, Japan, Spain, Australia, UK, Germany, Italy, and the Netherlands. So if you live in one of those places, then you are definitely able to enter the giveaway, which is exciting. And if you don't, I'm really sorry about that. Maybe next time. And then the second thing that you have to do is you have to be a subscriber. So if you're not already subscribed to my channel, hit that little red button so that you can win a free book. And then the third thing you need to do is you need to follow me on Instagram, which the only reason for that is because I have to have some way to send you a private message, and I don't want people typing their home address in the comment section of YouTube because that could be really dangerous. And then the last thing you have to do is go down to the comment section of this video and tell me your name, tell me your Instagram handle for the reason mentioned previously, and also either ask me an adoption question that you always wanted me to answer, and I might put those into a Q&A, or give me an example of a topic with regards to adoption that you'd like to see more children's books about. And the 5th thing that you have to do in order to win is wait. I know I said there would only be 4, but there's actually 5. I'm going to leave this giveaway open for 1 month, and I'm going to put little reminders on all of the videos that come out after this one to come and enter the giveaway to anyone who wants to win. And then I'm going to make an announcement on my community tab that the giveaway entry is officially closed. I'm going to make a list of all of the entries, and then I'm going to use a random number generator to choose 2 people to win, and then I'll find you on Instagram and I will let you know that you've won, and we'll send you the books. So those are all the details about the giveaway. And if you are still watching to this point, kudos to you, because I have a feeling that this video is really long because I've been filming for almost an hour. So thank you if you watched all the way to the end. And if you enjoyed this video, please make sure to subscribe below and check out Christine's book, enter the giveaway, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you guys for watching.